No time to believe it's far-fetched lucid dream, but I do. We got something stuck between us. This world would love to be in our shoes. Took a long time to believe it's far-fetched lucid dream, but I do. We got something stuck
All right, and welcome back, guys. This is Map 2 of the Collegiate Star League, the matchup between USC and Georgia Tech. We've seen lots of blood spilled on the first map, Cobblestone, and well, sometimes we'll get a really close game right after a bloodshed like that. But other times it's just really one-sided, and it's hard to say. I've only really seen USC play this map. They do have some good setups. They do tend to always have that one player lurking, or they'll just commit to that eco push. That's kind of their T-sided strat. They'll play really passive at first, and then just the following round just go pure aggression. So that kind of dynamic play can be really important on a map like Cash, one where cutting off that mid control and setting up yourself to get those rotation kills can be really key.
Definitely, and Cash is so interesting because CT setups are so dynamic. You know, going through a 1-3-1, 2-2-1,
Retakes,
yeah, it's just so awesome to watch good teams play this map. It's really a joy. Look at this early aggression here by Georgia Tech, trying to get info towards B. Two people pushing up. It's going to be Aku and Hansen trying to get that info. I'm surprised they haven't responded. They're going to draw out the CT, rotate towards A. Good move. Hopefully they can stop this rush. It looks like they're going to be splitting Highway and A to Highway. Late.
Getting this mid control too is so huge right now for USC because, like you said, they're coming only late. Craven, he's going to try and find this pick on a Jordan. He's kind of overcommitting to this peak, and he's going to have to fall off. But Hex, he's going to find that first entry onto the site, and Hansen, he's going to chime in. But they've got full control of the A site. Bomb going down safely, and this is kind of that retake that you've kind of come to expect on the A site. It's easy to take, but really hard to hold, and they're going to have to do just that. Hansen, though, finds that first pick. Craven goes down quickly, and they're holding perfectly right now. Dice, he's in such an odd position. I don't know if they're going to expect it. So aggressive right now, but that's going to hand the shot to Akko, and he's going to look for another one, but Dice gets it with the Tech 9. He's in the perfect position right now. Double kill with that weapon, and very, very well played by him. Getting up on the catwalk is a lot easier said than done, but after getting that pick, he just immediately made that decision, and that split second decision was enough to catch off the CTs.
After that info, that Georgia Tech push, they needed to draw someone towards A faster. Like, that was surprising that USC actually won that round because Georgia Tech had all the information in the world that they were not going A, or B, rather.
Look at this kind of somewhat read, a triple stack towards B. Looks like the Deagler is actually just going to play really passive Hansen. If he can find this first pick, it could really crumble for them. He's looking for the third shot, but Mackey, 3 is enough for him. And Craven, he actually does find a kill. I don't know if they're going to expect the third man on site, but he can't find the kill, and well, that's going to be all they needed. They do get the 3 players on the B site, so at this point you can only really look for exit picks. You're not expected to win this, and King Derpy just lurking so long, and that's what I'm talking about USC. They're so consistent at having that guy just cut off the rotates, and they'll always just have that one player. And what I also like is how dynamic they are as a team. They don't just have the same player lurk. Like right there it's King Derpy, but later on in the game you're going to see Maki, you're going to see Hex, it's going to be Dice. They play their spawns so effectively. And in a game like Counter-Strike, you need to be able to adapt like that. You can't just have your vanilla, preset roles that everyone plays. You need to be able to play tons of different roles. Like having multiple offers, like again on any side, whether it's CT or T, can be great because it can allow you to take advantage of that spawn, get that pick, get that positioning first and foremost. And that's the dynamic play that I've kind of come to expect at USC. So very well played by them, and we'll see if they can keep that consistency running through.
Just the change in variation on a round-by-round basis shows how much better Counter-Strike is over games like, say, League of Legends, right? There's no build. There's nothing like that. It's situational.
Best game.
It's
best game. World.
Best game. Come at me, League fans. Come at me.
CS 100, League negative 100. Just kidding, guys. We love all esports. Anything on Liquipedia is considered a great game. But anyway, moving along, we'll have just kind of a little bit of an eco cleanup out of USC. They're not going to be going against too much of a challenge, but actually we've seen these USPs do quite a bit of damage in the past, so can't count them out. You know, you can just get a couple dinks. That silencer can allow you to get those first couple shots off before you get spotted out by the, visually. Obviously, you're not going to show up on the radar, so definitely an advantage of the silenced weapons, but can't really expect much out of them. This is going to be just a clean 3-0, so not that kind of back and forth right off the bat that we saw on Cobble.
Yeah, pretty interesting to see just the anti-eco strats going on by USC. They're literally just pushing into sites. And usually what you see on Cash especially is playing a default and waiting for those pushes. But USC is just playing so confidently second and third round, which is pretty odd, you know? And GT pushing B site, but unfortunately they're just not there at all. So it looks like USC is playing a little unconventional, just pushing into a site. Maybe even a little puggy, but it looks like it's working out for them.
Yeah, and it's something that can work if you're all grouped together nicely. Usually that's where you can trade effectively on anti-ecos. The problem is when you start getting so overconfident that you take those individual peaks. So glad they committed to that B push together. Didn't just send one or two there to try and find picks and try and open up the site. They stuck together, and now they set up that default. They're going to have that map control. Dice boosted up here on red, and the only spot that they've really kept open was actually the boost at top of mid. And it's going to be their number 7 player that could potentially get flanked here. But regardless, Hex, he's going to look for this pick. It's going to be the fence player and Shep, and it's going to be kind of a standoff here. Both players kind of just waiting for that first sign, and that HE might be enough for Shep to step out, but he's just going to bide his time. He doesn't want to move that molly. That's actually going to push him out, and he actually is able to save himself in the corner. Jumps right onto the ledge, and it's just a matter of time before he goes down. Maki, he's going to find the spray, and there you go. Just a clean A-site opening. 2-on-3, though. It's going to have to be a pretty huge retake in Aku, only with the AWP.
That is huge. Hex, the man, the myth, the legend, comes alive this 4th round. And this is the post-plant situation we've been talking about. Like, USC should not be overextending. I know it's a 2v3, but you can never count out Georgia Tech on these retakes because of sloppy play. But it looks like they're going to go towards a save. Probably a smart play. Perhaps even pick up an exit or two. Overall, USC is showing, like, just no respect here. I mean, they did play a default, but just the one-at-a-time peaks mid. Georgia Tech started the round off with 2 picks, right? And USC still takes it, just with these raw individual talent being shown by Hex and Maki.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if we're going to get kind of one of those Puggy Cash maps where a lot of rounds come from the T side. I'm actually curious who chose what side to start on, because actually more often than not, I think a lot of teams feel more comfortable starting that T side on Cash. It's kind of stereotyped, especially amongst the pro teams, that CT side is the dominant one. And when you have a really good organized team, that is the case. But when teams are a little bit more puggy, just having that chance to dictate the pace and choose when the aim battles come to you can be a huge advantage. So anyway, regardless, it's actually going to be bad blood getting that first pick, dictating the pace, and Hansen chimes in as well. So this somewhat forced buy, they really just bought down to the bitter end, is working out for them, and they have so much utilities to work with. Still 9 flashes across the board. That's going to allow them to retake or stop these pushes right in their tracks, and with up 2 men, that should be cementing the win, especially with this A map control. They've completely rotated towards B. Yep, Shep finding that pick. So that's going to be the round pretty much now. Georgia Tech getting aggressive, taking that A main control early in the round. I think it was within the first 20 seconds. Allowed Shep to get in this great position. And Hex with the blind shot actually finds the kill on the Shep. So this round is definitely not over. Kang Derpy trying to find the spray here onto the squeaky door. He's looking for the pick here on the highway. If he can find this one tap, that's a huge opening for his opera. It'll allow him to wide peek out here at Fork, but without that pick, he's going to have to just commit here to the A main and goes for the spray. He actually has to reload. This HE should be enough to finish him off. In Aku, he will get finished. Tech9 is not going to be enough to do it. In Hex, he has to find the ace this round, looking for the 3rd kill. That's all he's going to get, and actually 2 kills for Hex. Kang did get that Kobe in the end, so definitely not a big deal. They have a lot of money to work with, but that's definitely just a confidence play out of Georgia Tech, taking that aggression in A main and kind of guaranteeing that the A site would be pretty much well kept.
Absolutely, and that's just the perfect way to play a team like USC. Take early control A main, and you also saw a play being made mid, and he got a gun, and the crossfire was like set right behind him outside mid main. It was really well done by Georgia Tech, and they're gonna try to get A main control again with two. Oh, but then punished by Jordan with a tech. That's huge. Aku's gonna have to go huge here, close up with an op forklift. Not an ideal situation. He's gonna have to have some magic here. And the executes are coming out. Smokes are also coming out. 2 and A have to go huge.
Oh, they almost line up for him.
Oh my god!
He finds the first one. He's looking for more, but Bad Blood, he's actually going to make up for him. And Craven, from the flank, he's actually right behind the smoke. In fact, it's Hansen who's flanking, and they're trying to wait. He knows he has to bide his time for his teammate to come in because he's too lit to find that peak, and he goes a little bit too early, timing just a little bit off. And Georgia Tech's comms maybe falling apart there in the last part of the round, but full HP, only one flash here on Hex. He has 2 to work with Hansen, and this may be able to at least weed out the player from quad, but he doesn't want to commit, he doesn't want to get caught with his pants down, so just keeping his rifle out. Dice hiding behind the smoke. It's going to dissipate, and that off angle is really well played by Dice. So 5th round now for USC, and just completely breaking the bank again for Georgia Tech.
That was huge, that round. USC went completely, the great executes, really quick. They knew they were in A main, and the CTs, once again, need to confidently rotate there. I mean, they were setting up, and I think it was Aku who actually got the info forklift and was holding it with an op, and all these mollies were going off, and he just didn't get that quick rotate he needed.
Yeah, and well, look at this. They're just going to go for this aggressive squeak play, and it's Jordan who is going to be watching that lurk, and he's just going to fall back towards mid. I think he might have hurt the player in A main, and he's like, guys, let's just group up towards B. I think they're pushing A, so as long as we establish this mid and B control, we should be good to go. But if he didn't hear it, then it's just a really great readout of him. So he's going to take checker really fast, and, well, there's only one player rotated into heaven, so not really able to do much from here, and that's pretty much the B site completely open, unless we can see Chef get a kill, and he actually finds one. Bomb's going down, so if they actually kill Maki quickly, that could have been very dangerous. Thankfully, they do find him. Not enough HP to do more damage than that, but still, finding that kill, kind of over-aggressive, but finding that just a little bit of off timing to get up close with that 5-7.
Georgia Tech, once again, showing a weak CT side. I mean, and the worst part is they're not even doing anything particularly wrong. I mean, they're pushing out, and they're getting that info, but they're just not reacting quick enough. I mean, USC is sending 0 lurk. There's literally 5 in B main, pushing in. And, like, Georgia Tech pushes, like, A side, they should be able to fast rotate, and especially on a pistol round, 3 were walking mid. They need to be faster. They need to get those flank positions and just pinch them. And they just unfortunately couldn't do that.
Yeah, definitely, and it's, again, we're seeing this double save out of Georgia. It's kind of hurt them over on Cobblestone, getting that bank immediately broken, and we're kind of seeing that come out of them again. Obviously, can't count out these pistols, and completely faked them out. They tried to commit for that stack onto B, and they got completely misread. So USC, they're gonna get an easy plant, most likely another easy round, and 7-1 lead. That's really scary. This is starting to look pretty desperate now for Georgia Tech.
Absolutely. You do never. This is the worst situation to be in as Georgia Tech. You need to change something up. You need to react like they did on Cobble. And honestly, I still believe, I don't think that Georgia Tech is necessarily going to get completely dominated. I think their T side should be stronger, but this is just a really poor display of CT side on Cash. But hopefully they can adapt and change the USC's just all-out aggression. I mean, they're literally putting 5 in a site. Or like, in that round, they had 4 A main, 1 squeaky. So, like, you need to punch that. Throw mollies when they execute. Really adapt to this sort of playstyle. And come on, Georgia Tech, I believe in you.
Yeah, and that's actually an interesting thing. You kind of unintentionally point out they haven't been buying a lot of mollies, right? Like, they haven't even set themselves up for these kind of holds. They're trying to make these individual plays. It seems very desperate now. Not as much cohesion across the board from Georgia Tech. Not as much as we saw in Cobble Pass. You know, honestly, that would be a great map. I would definitely play the crap out of it. Castle over a freeway. Hell yeah, that sounds amazing. Think about it, like upper and lower parts of this castle, like you get to climb spiral staircases. Speaking of the original cobblestone. Anyway, it looks like
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm not, dude. I can talk all day.
Keep
These are
going.
like my maps. I was
going.
born for
Forget this
custom
round.
maps, all right? Forget this. We know USC is gonna win. Oh, I purposely jinxed them because I want to see Georgia Tech come back.
Me too.
I want to see it. I want to see us take this to a map 3. It's gonna be late now to Counter-Strike. As we said earlier, we're going to have another game after this, and, well, no time for that. Here comes the execute, straight onto the site. Jordan, he's looking for that kill on defense. He finds the first play onto Bad Blood, and he actually gets quickly traded out by Shep and Aku. Nice hold here by Georgia Tech. This is the kind of hold we've been looking for, and no longer they're going for that aggression. That was kind of a one-and-done round for them. This time, they hold smartly, bide their time, flash out right in front of the smokes, and take those one-on-one battles. Or the 2v1 battles and play those trades really well.
Absolutely. That's the sort of stuff I want to see. And you see like USC sort of like change up their pace a little bit too. They waited for the late execute. Right when they were throwing their smokes and their mollies, there was 30 seconds left. So they felt the pressure that they had to take site quick before even getting like an initial pick. And they were just punished by the guy Cat.
Yeah, and well, they're just going to go for this one flash. Aku just completely stopping this B push in their tracks. They're not even able to make it to the cross of pain. And actually Craven pulling out the molly at just the wrong time. But Aku, he's looking for the ace. Not going to find it this round.
Do you remember how we said Hex was the one, the man, the legend? We didn't turn over the scroll. It's actually Aku.
It was 3 letters, and you assumed, because Aku, previously going by Akubar, he went for the kind of rebranding. We forgot about that when we read the scroll. We read it so long ago, the ancient text. It's been in our family for generations. We forgot about Aku. He is the Neo. He is the chosen one. Maybe this is Georgia Tech's 8-7 half. I'm calling it now. 8-7. Just like I called Liquid winning today. Easy skins, right? I did. It was a good day. I didn't do the pick'em though, so I'm not gonna get some like little gold medallion. But it's Fnatic. They're probably just gonna win anyway, right? It's like Fnatic at finals. You may as well just turn off the stream. You already know the result. But anyway, it's only day 3 there in the CS majors, and Georgia Tech kind of getting that momentum again. This is the 3rd round they could potentially get in a row and really establish that chain and break finally at this point. They're finally going to be able to break that economy, but don't speak too soon. It's only 1 man down for USC, and mid control is pretty well established actually by Georgia Tech. Yeah, it's Aku. He's completely mixed up his position. Playing B last round. Now he's going to opt for the highway. This is that first shot. Doesn't know how many are bombarding, so he has to just fall back to highway. Really smart play, safe play at that. And Chef, he's the 2nd man here at quad, but he gets lagged, and well, he's going to have to hit an insta-kill here. He can't really peek. He just has to bide his time. And that's actually going to be Kang Derpy peeking from highway, able to find that kill. So, nice execution here by USC. And we're up a man, and now it's completely reversed. Georgia Tech, they have to come back and on a retake. Aku's going to have to go pretty huge with this op. Jordan, he doesn't need to peek from here, but he finds the shot anyway. AK, a little bit superior to the op in that situation. Craven, he picks it up. Now it's his turn. Maybe everyone on Georgia Tech can op. He's looking for the spray down to Hansen. He's able to find it, and he finds 2. So now it's just Kang Derpy into a 2v1. He finds the first spray. It's going to have to go for the tap. Craven, he has the kit. He's just committing. He does the fake. He goes for the quick scope, and he finds it. Everyone on Georgia Tech can op. Even your non-oppers can win clutch rounds. This is just the skill ceiling we're starting to see, guys. This is only RO16. This decides who makes it to top 8, and it's just too much for me right now.
Post plant. USC. Post plant. Every time you guys are losing these rounds. That is your round. How do you lose that? You guys are overextending. It's crazy. It's just such a waste of a round.
It's simple as that.
I'm mad.
Right. I know. I want to see Georgia Tech do some work and no bias. Like, I'm always just rooting for that underdog, Like, if Georgia Tech starts to take a lead, then I'm immediately USC. But at the end of the day, I just want to see some good games, to be perfectly honest. And obviously a 2-0 blowout. Obviously we got that amazing first game, but if it was just a little 16-4 or something, it's not as entertaining as seeing some good Counter-Strike. And Ako, he's going to chime in. get that advantage again for Georgia Tech. So capitalizing, continuing off that momentum they got in the previous round. But we're actually seeing USC, because they got that plant, because it was such a close round, they know the economy's definitely a lot lower than it should be for Georgia Tech. They're going to commit to this force buy, and again, they're already down a man. So they've done this before. They've been able to find 2 entries onto the site and get that advantage. It's like you said, just those post plants, just overcommitting to these peaks and allowing these 2v3s to happen.
Absolutely, and we see Aku going huge round after round, really winning these rounds for Georgia Tech. The secret being the op. Hansen's going to get a really important kill mid, and he's going to be stuck here in the corner. Mollied out, taken down by Dice. Great molly, and it looks like the T's are going to be taking A, traded out, and it looks like Georgia Tech shuts them down, and now it's going to be a 2v1 situation. So the CTs need to play quick together, and Aku, again, the master, the man, the legend, takes down Dice with the op. Let's go. Woo!
What up now, USC?
What up now? Woo!
What up now, SoCal? Yeah, so we're gonna have to see the original legend, right? Now he's the challenger at this point. He's got to challenge the god himself, and we'll see if he can make him spill blood. It'd definitely be nice to see Aku be challenged at this point. He's reversed the momentum for his team. 5 rounds. This is looking actually pretty strong. That's kind of what I was going to expect them to get, especially with that 7-1 lead. I was only expecting about 5, and they've already got that. So if they can get that 8-7, that would be obviously ideal, the best they could ask for. And losing that kill to Jordan early, the only man with the rifle, he finds that early pick, and it looks like Georgia Tech, they're kind of just committing to these one-on-one battles. Luckily, Bad Blood doesn't go down smoke plumes just in time to protect him. And well, it's Hansen. He's on the opposite side of the map, trying to find the same battle onto mid. If he can get that lurker, that's going to be huge. But Bad Blood finds the triple, gets the double spray down, and perfect hold here by Georgia Tech. Single-handedly stopping that push in the form of Bad Blood, but it's definitely not over. We still have a 2v3 Dice. He's looking for these pre-fire deagles, can't find the shot onto the 4th player, and they get a 6th round. What was kind of just like a little half buy really got a lot closer than it should have.
That was almost scary for Georgia Tech there. I mean, I forget who it was on the Georgia Tech side, but he pushed through the smoke A main and just instantly punished. I think they were the heart started beating a little bit after that first pick, but huge round by Bad Blood to get 3 kills like that. That was amazing. That was sick. Yeah,
and something to note, they do have money for Molotovs this time, so first one going to go out onto the boost, so that'll allow Hansen to breathe a sigh of relief for about 9 or so seconds, and well, finally building up that money for these last 2 rounds. They'll be able to pull by regardless of if they win it or not. And we see the op back in the legend himself. So Hex, he gets another chance to assert his dominance. We've seen him do it before. We've seen his holds; they've been beautiful. So
look at the setup, 2-2-1 here, CT side. I mean, hopefully Shep can go huge here because it looks like they're going to go A side. Hopefully he's not caught with his pants down in default.
Yeah, I think it's Bad Blood not wanting to play quad again because he found 3 kills from there, and they know they're going to be he knows they're going to be pre-aiming. And Shep with these jump spots is going to be really useful. He's going to be able to molly off the left side. Now he can just focus on the right, but he's still just watching through the molly just in case they decide to push through. He goes for the spray, but unable to see enough thanks to the smoke, and well, he's going to get caught off guard. It's Bad Blood only getting 1 before going down, and well, maybe they needed that quad player there. It's like you said, Shep had to go huge to hold that off, unable to find any kills. And yeah, it looks like that 2-2-1 setup definitely did not pay off. A-Site has kind of been their weak link, so interesting play for them. Maybe would have preferred Bad Blood to just play up on Catwalk, maybe just push really up close, at least so they could have a crossfire. And you know, as we saw, he threw a Molotov, right? Shep threw it on the left side, so he should have been able to just focus on his right, watch that fork area, and he just chose to still face. And that's going to give the advantage to the guys taking a 3-on-1, right? That's not a smoke. That's not putting up a wall. It's just putting up a little smoke screen. And they were still able to get that 3-on-1 through. Couldn't find a kill. And yeah, they're just going to go back to that 2v1. And it's actually Aku who's going to go for the peek and A main. Huge information play, actually. I wonder if he's going to want to push up to locker. He's just waiting to see if they're going to peek. But this is going to be able to call a rotate. So yeah, we're interesting that they're actually sticking 2 towards A still and 2 towards mid.
Did you see Max leg that guy through the what do you call it? The fence? That was awesome. He legged Shep with an op in A main when he was outside T side. It was sick.
It's awesome. I'm gonna go have to watch the VOD after this. That sounds awesome. But it's Hex actually that gets the first entry, and yeah, Hex doing like 2.5 people's worth of damage that round, completely stopping Georgia Tech from having any respectful hold, and that all they can really hope for is to stall this just a little bit. Luckily, they do have 2 towards A, and this is where it's the execute's coming into play. Aku, he's gonna have to go huge here from quad. He has to stop at least 3 of these kills to make it close. He finds the collat. They line up for him. He's looking for more. He's re-peeking, but Mackie is just a little bit swifter. Mackie looking like Olaf Meister here, just that utility player. You can play whatever weapon you give him. And he's actually going to switch for the AK this round. Dice now with the op. He's going to be up to Craven, only with the FAMAS. Pushing up pretty aggressively. Can't find the first spray down. And USC getting 9 rounds on the T side of Cash. You know, it's really hard to tell at this scoreline, but it seems like they've definitely awoken the beast.
That comeback. Georgia Tech won so many rounds in a row. Like, the biggest thing in these matches are not giving the other team free kills, not overextending, playing together. And on these later stages, like especially during round of 8, round of 16 coming up, you need to be playing more cohesive as a unit. These individual plays are going to work, like as out aiming, but it's not going to be great.
Yeah, and it's kind of aggressive B split. It's actually kind of working out right now. Bad Blood finds the first pick, but he's not really set up to trade, so Dice just gets a mow down here from. He's looking for more. He's looking for a 4th kill from Highway. Can he find it through the smoke? Unable to, and he's down to 2 HP. So he actually boosts up Cat. Very somewhat questionable play. Very susceptible to some pre-fires here. Or some kind of fadeaway shots, but Craven is also low, and they're going to be able to get the planner. Easy round here for USC, establishing that pistol round, and if they win like they should the next 2, this will be a 12-6.
That was a great individual performance by Dice. Incredible how he kept just holding that same angle, and that Georgia Tech was just not able to adapt and just peek out and trade the kills.
I know Smoke Highway, right? Like
genius, right?
That's all. You just need one player, buy a smoke. You know, even what I like to do, I buy a smoke, drop a Tech 9 for a guy with armor, and I'm like, get out there, bud.
You know what? Take some online classes, go to USC, carry them to victory. They need you.
Ooh, is that what it takes? All right, maybe. Maybe that's where I'm gonna make my money, because seems like there's a pretty hefty prize pool over there. So, anyway, rethinking careers. It's kind of too late for that. Shotgun, Dice, Jesus. What? Just playing 4. He actually just hit his own teammate, actually, through the smoke. Getting a little trigger happy. And, yeah, that's definitely going to build a bank for him. Wow. Just wow.
Such sick individual performances coming out. You know that scroll we were talking about? We actually weren't wearing our glasses. The real man, the myth, the legend, Dice, coming huge in those last 2 rounds by USC. Almost single-handedly winning those rounds, CT side. Like, just going these insane frags. Huge impact frags, holding down the A site. Awesome play.
Yeah, we must have misread it, because I thought it was A ice, B ice, C ice, and D ice, and we just kind of got confused. But
it happens.
No, it's Dice. So we did. Yeah, the real legend. He's come out to play, and he's actually going to go down early. Georgia Tech getting a much-needed advantage. 2 men up. He's actually going to spot Maki. Shep, he's got a lot of information. Pushing up Highway. This is going to allow an easy A split, or he could just continue this lurk, but Bomb making its way towards A main. They want to just smoke out, push out. They have the 1 smoke. Hopefully Bad Blood will use this for good and not for evil. And he's just holding on to it for an afterplay. It doesn't matter. Aku finds that kill, and they have more than enough map control, so he can hold on to this just a little bit longer, and looks like it's not going to matter. They're just going to save their weapons, USC.
So awesome, getting those early picks and just regrouping and pushing together. Like, having this sort of idea that they're not just sort of peeking out one at a time, but Georgia Tech really showing that they can perform as a team, and they are still in this.
Yeah, and the kind of scary part, in my opinion, is that, like, I could easily see Georgia Tech having just as successful of a T side. Like,
Absolutely.
they've just dwindled down the economy of USC. They're not going to have a full buy coming into this round. That is a chain reaction in and of itself, right? It's going to allow them to net maybe 2-3 more, or 2-3 total. And then you're still just facing this really low economy. And when you're a CT with low economy, you don't take as many risks. You really shouldn't, because you don't want to give up that round and have to double save. But just having that mentality, knowing you don't have anything to fall back on, can really affect the mentality. And I've seen it happen so many different games where it's common to see in 9 rounds for the T side on cash. So it's going to be interesting if we see history repeat itself, or we can see the dynamic play come out of USC and they can get these final 5 rounds.
Absolutely. And it looks like they're going to be playing a little different. Georgia Tech is going to slow things down, trying to work towards a slow default 2-2, but they have no beat presence, which is interesting. So it looks like they're going to commit towards A, but now they're walking back. So it's going to be no mid control either. CTs have this mid advantage, and it looks like they're going to be smoking A. Let's see how they take this later on in the round, like starting off slow. They don't really have, they're sort of walking into pistols as well. I mean, they should be able to have this round by default just because of their equipment advantage, and we just have to see the CTs come huge. Jordan is going to have to get a couple frags.
Look at this. Maki boosted up on Shroud. He's going to let him pass out. He gets Chef. He peeks. He finds the double kill, but he actually can't find it. Only lights up Jordan. He is able to flick just in time, and he should have got a lot more from that positioning. Maki feeling a little bit frustrated in the moment. Kang Derpy able to even out for his team. He actually finds a double kill, but Bad Blood unable to win that battle at mid, and USC just fall over these Titans right now. Just completely storm the retake. Get those kills so swiftly, and really Bad Blood in that situation just unable to win that kill or win that aim battle at mid. Just allowed all the focus to go right onto the site, and it just fell apart for them.
That is a round that you shouldn't lose. That was really bad. I mean, like, just the out fragging. There's nothing to say. Like, that was Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
To be honest, that should not have happened.
And like with Mackie whiffing that 5-7, right? He only found the 1 kill. He did a lot of damage, but it was really just Kang Derpy who chimed in, found the 2 kills on the retake, and the last 2 Ts just had to play so passive. Like, they didn't want to peek because they didn't want to die, but because they didn't peek, they just got completely obliterated and pincered. So now we're seeing a little bit of an adaptation, trying to play these defaults in this fast mid control. Hansen single-handedly making plays for his team. If Dice peeks this, he's so low, and I'm not sure if that smoke actually helps him or not. It's kind of questionable, but Maki, he's going to have to go huge from sight. He's the only man grounding it. He's the anchor for now at the very least. Truck player, going to play passive. Kang Derpy's done a lot of damage from this position before, and it's a complete fake. They've made their way into checkers. Thankfully, they haven't over-rotated. There's going to be a man from B and Dice rotating to heaven, so it's all down to Hex. He can't do anything. Gets completely destroyed right off the bat. And Flash is coming in. It looks like they kind of want to peek this. Yeah, post-plant again. Now it's GT's time to show how can they handle these post-plant situations.
Nice little alert coming from Bad Blood as well. I mean, this is how you want to play it. Just playing very passive. Playing little odd angles here as well. Georgia Tech going to try to catch out. And Mackey's still alive, surprisingly. Looks like he's going to be trying to save his AK. He's about half health going mid. And it looks like the T's are going to try to hunt him down. They don't want them to have any money coming out here in the next round. It'll be pretty big if Mackey can't save this weapon, but looks like he may be getting some pressure from mid. Oh, and he sees a little head, and he's going to stay alive, it looks like. Just barely. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Take it down.
Later.
Okay. All right.
Later.
That's huge. That's huge because we've seen the damage that USC can do with the 1 or 2 AKs, right? Like in those, I think it was like 2 rounds ago, they had like 3 pistols, and Georgia Tech tried to execute on A, but they were taken down by that 2 AKs. So this is a huge kill coming out from Georgia Tech.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what the SP stands for, but I think it gives him superpowers. I don't know about you. Hansen, he's awoken as well in the second half. Maybe he's just that T-sided player, making some big individual plays for his team, and this scoreline's getting closer and closer, and this really wouldn't surprise me to see this be a 30-round game yet again.
Don't jinx it.
I've never jinxed anything in my life, and Kang Derpy actually finding his ump kill. He's looking for a second spray down, pulls out the USP, but can't find anything. And still, it's quite a bit of damage actually done for this eco round. Pretty much 2 players worth, and well, they're just going to clean up this lurk. They've tried to wrap all the way around CT, but USC, they're not going to find anything in the end. Bomb plant going down, truck player getting flanked on. Can he find the 1D? No, sir, not for you. Hex is best. And it'll just be the 1 Deagler on the rotate. Dice, what you gonna do, man? Let's see. The accent was just literally every accent in the world.
It was if Pasha and Simple had a baby, that's what it would sound like.
I'm not gonna do it again.
Do it.
Because
do it.
It's gonna come out like Irish or something. All my accents just slowly become Irish. I don't. Maybe it's the Canadian in me. I can't even tell you. Just go watch Thorin trying to do a sadist accent. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, don't tempt me. I will try. I'm not gonna do it right now. We'll save that for top 8. That's top 8 material. Well, aggressive play actually coming out of Jordan. He's getting flashed, so they're gonna be able to take him out with relative ease. Hansen, the god of this half. Hansen god. Another pop flash actually. This could be a big opening, but Highway player unable to capitalize on it. He's gonna have to fall back and he's gonna get overwhelmed. Dice looked like he was almost set up to find that, but good movement by Aku. Nice rotation to find that kill in the end. And well, it's pretty much the A side opened up. This fence player is going to have to go huge. Mackie, he's biding his time. It's actually a flash coming in, and he can't find that fadeaway shot, so he's just going to get obliterated. And Kang Derpy, not much he can do, and we're starting to see him claw back. 10 rounds now for Georgia Tech. I think we're going to see that.
Don't say it! Don't say it!
Man. Let's see the T-side dominance. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying what's going to happen.
Don't say anything else, man. Nothing's going to happen.
Saying.
USC's got this. Don't worry.
Both teams 9-6. I'm calling it.
Oh man, look at this. I mean, like, this mid-aggression, getting this mid-control on cash is so important. It cuts off those quick rotates, and it almost, like, cuts off the horse's leg for these rotations coming out in bomb plants. And Georgia Tech is really recently capitalizing on it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go for some mid-aggression following these following rounds as well. And it looks like they're not. They're going towards an A bomb site. And it looks
interesting,
like
but USC, they're pushing in. No, they're getting completely punished, but actually Hex and Jordan find their aim battles, win them. So losing that first kill, but they find 3 to trade out, and huge advantage for USC. They really needed to get this. This is their round where they would have been forced to save and nearly guaranteeing the tie. So it would have been first time in a while we would have saw Georgia Tech. Actually, first time in the game they would have been taking that lead. So kind of squandering that dream, and I actually thought Georgia Tech was set up better to counter that A play.
Agreed. It's crazy. I mean, you can't lose those. Like, that's just so important. There's nothing you could have really changed. You need to take, if you're going to take A, you need to take that early A main control. That one-on-one battle is so important. You should not be losing more than 2. It's just poor aiming. I mean, there's nothing you can really say about that. But 30 seconds, 35, it looks like they're going to go towards a B site. Tech's taking on that early A kill, and that's going to pretty much just ruin it for Georgia Tech on that round.
Lights out.
Lights out.
Yeah, this is, it's not scary territory yet for Georgia Tech. Money really isn't their big problem right now. They're going to be able to buy the next 2 rounds, so they're not going to have to face match point with a like kind of half broken buy. They'll still be able to full buy in the following round. But it's still giving that round, starting to allow them to build a little bit of momentum, giving them some confidence might be what USC need. And look at this, Hex going for an aggressive play. At the very least, going to grab a lot of information and 3 towards mid this time. It's actually 1 in checker. Jordan, he's going to be on top of the garage here, self-boosting, and just an angle that really hasn't been played before, so can definitely catch Georgia Tech off guard, but they haven't gone for mid control in the last couple rounds. So I wonder if they'll just again opt for this this aggressive play towards A.
Looks like that's the right decision. There's only 1 in A, and we see that even last half Georgia Tech got punished. Oh, late mid control, which is an interesting call, and we need to make sure that the Bad Blood can get this pick. But it looks like they're going to be working towards A, perhaps for a split. And this is actually the perfect play for Georgia Tech. And it looks like the CTs are going to have to go huge. Mackey's going to need to get at least 3 kills. The CTs have complete mid presence, but he's going to be fence behind a smoke. And it looks like they're going to Molly quad twice. Might have been a waste of utility. And Molly default, and Mackey's full blind.
Oh, this is huge, though. He's in a great position, but he actually gets caught off guard. They wrap all the way around site, and Georgia Tech, they just take A site with such ease. It's hard to believe that they could take those battles so easily. It was pretty much just 1v1s, too, so just aim battles being lost, just individual play falling through for USC, and they needed to get those back-to-back. It was more important for them to find that than it really was for Georgia Tech, so they're going to be in a little bit of a forced buy situation in the next round, getting their economy completely destroyed, only the $1,400 bonus. So fortunately, they will be able to get 3 rifles. If Hex can save this op, that'll be a sniper that they can kind of throw around the map, act as a turret. Obviously, he went aggressive B. That didn't work out. I wonder if he'll do it again, expecting the B play. They haven't been getting a lot of action at mid, so I imagine he's just going to stick to one of the sites and maybe allow like a triple stack towards the opposite site he's not playing.
I mean, when you're playing a 2-2-1, that person is so important. Like, you cannot die early on in the round, or you basically give up the round for your team. Either you play retake, or you get those early frags and call it quick. Because you're just going to be punished 100% of the times. 2-2-1 is risky. Play it smart, or you just don't play it at all.
Yep, and this mix-up now they're opting for this mid-play. They're going to boost really fast. Dice actually able to find that kill. He goes for the flick, trying to get the spray transfer. He's actually going to have to reload, and Aku, he's going to reface. Pulled out the pistol, doesn't get sprayed down. Dice wins it. He finds 2 kills at mid. Such a huge play for USC, and Georgia Tech, there's no way they're going to go for mid after that. They haven't played it all game and immediately get punished for it. And by a FAMAS of all things, but actually clawing back into the game is Craven and Shep. They re-peek at mid. Very unexpectedly, considering they just got destroyed by a FAMAS, but evening it out, really important for Eggs to find.
That is so important. Georgia Tech clawing back into this round. I mean, just winning this round is going to be huge for Georgia Tech. I mean, this is so important. Having 14 rounds CT is just, and they'd be forced to... Oh, Craven, which a nice shot. They're going to be taking A bomb site quick. Jordan gets a kill. It's so crucial. USC is still in this 2v2. Let's watch this post plant from Georgia Tech. He's going to be overextended. Bad Blood's going to have to fall back quad. Oh,
that
perfect
smoke.
Cover smoke. Perfect. Oh, that play. So
very
important.
crucial. But doesn't matter. Hex just runs right around it. He's looking for the second kill. He's out for blood. Will he find it? Bad Blood, he's going to have to go for this peek. Shoulder peeking. He doesn't spot him, and he's going to overcommit to that peek on the left side of the quad box. So 1v1, won by Hex, or 1v2 rather. And that's going to be the 14th round for USC. They've been kind of on the cusp, looking for this match point for a long time, and they're 1 away now. So it's hard to say. Shep, he wanted to go aggressive and try and find that huge advantage, make it a 3-on-1. But losing that battle, trying to kind of play the edge of that smoke, he turned it into a 2v2, forced Bad Blood to make a play, unable to find the spray through the smoke, and really kind of put him at a disadvantage. So, but still, really well played by Hex, going aggressive around it and catching the T's off guard. Gotta admire that play.
That's what I call like risky play for no reason. Like that was post plants once again, someone overextending, giving USC a free kill, and winning them the round.
Yeah, post plants seem to be really key. As we're getting to this upper echelon, those small mistakes, maybe you're used to winning those aim battles against lower teams, but you make it here and you're not going to get a lot of chances, right? Like, you get 2 maps to make those mistakes, and post plants coming to bite them in the ass yet again. But in a matter of fact, both teams have been kind of making these mistakes, and looks like they want to just go for this A split. The one lurker at mid, nice boost on Maki, finds that first kill with the FAMAS. Going to play the edge of the smoke here. And he spots nothing, so this is going to allow him to go for an aggressive play, but he actually just decides to sit behind Red. He finds 1 kill, and now he's able to wrap. 5 bullets left in the magazine. He's going to go for the boost. He's going to have to insta-dink right now, but he misses it right off the bat, and that's going to be Shep. He's going to be able to get the trade. And Georgia Tech coming right back into it strong. With money, with an op, or Hex with the op, rather. But 3 AKs, and they can save all 3. This is huge. Bad Blood on the flank. So he was playing so patiently that entire round. Finally, he gets the flank on the truck. Yeah.
So well played by Bad Blood. Like that, like sole mid presence completely threw off USC's rotations. They were scared of him. They weren't sure if they should overcommit, and he ended up winning the round for Georgia Tech.
Yep, definitely. And that goes to show how important of a role the lurker is. Like, people have misunderstandings that they just play like really passive and just wait for a rotate. No, but lurkers have to make plays. They have to get information for the team, and Oh, Jordan's actually going down early. Hansen, he wins that aim battle at Squeaky, trying to get over aggressive. And interestingly enough, they haven't really doubled Squeaky like this early in the round. So the one round he goes for that aggressive play, just a little bit of bad luck for him. So Georgia Tech, they're looking to get within one round. Don't want to jinx it, but this is definitely the round that should be theirs. Only 2 sets of armor. A kid on Hex, though, will allow for a retake, but they're actually aggressing towards this A site, so probably not going to have a chance to use that himself. Dice, in a precarious situation, he drops down. They might have heard that. Perhaps they execute. They won't, and he actually finds that kill with the P2000. He's going for the crouch peeks, not exposing too much of his body. The chef just walks right out, expecting him not to peek, but Aku, with the close scope, pulls out the Tech 9, an Op's best friend, and that's going to be the bomb going down easily.
Nice. And that play, like USC had all of the information in the world that they're going A. One person pushed aggressive on B, which I love to see. And they were ready, and they did get a couple frags, but it's really hard to win those rounds. But really nice try by USC. Good recovery from Georgia Tech.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously it's scary to lose to a 5-7 like that. Feels like it can just all fall apart, but they were there on the trade. Good spacing between the teammates, and this is what we're coming to expect. Just really small errors out of these teams, right? Like the most glaring ones have just been these after plant situations. But for the most part, these guys aren't afraid to die, right? Like if there's an entry fragger, they're going to go in balls deep, and they have the support they need. They trust in their teammates to win it. So not so much individual plays coming out at this level, and it's definitely refreshing to see some really good Counter-Strike.
And just look at the respect that both of these teams are giving each other. They're really careful with their spacing, their timing of their pushes. A lot of CSL matches is just a team running in 100%, maybe even throw 1 or 2 flashes, but no executes. But Georgia Tech and USC are going back and forth with these great executes late round and switching it up with aggression, and they're just playing overall, honestly, great Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and I think, I would have appreciated a little bit more armor, maybe just like that 1 HE that can do tons of damage. But USC just going for that full save. I think they want to go for a double up. That's what this is signaling to me. They're only gonna make. Oh no, they'll actually make enough to definitely have double up, whatever they want. They could be going for the auto sniper, in fact, and Hex and King Derpy at least doing a little bit of damage. Recovering that AK is gonna be huge. Catching that lurk player in the form of Shep. So, something nice to take into the next round, but it's both of these teams 14-14. It's just a matter of who's going to get that match point first, and Georgia Tech, with that recent momentum, they've just been kind of taking these challenges on sites, and anytime they're together, or anytime they take a part of the map, it's always 2 or 3. Like, it never seems like it's all 5. Like, they'll at least have that one lurk, or they'll try and, have that one guy on the opposite side of the map be aggressive and, like you said, kind of draw, rotate, or at least make the CTs wary enough that they stick to the site instead of rotating like they know they should. And that's the kind of questions you need to put in the head of your opponents. Make them think twice about doing maybe what is the right decision at that time. So full buy. Here's that op out of Hex. Seen him perform with this before. This is the original legend going against the new god of Aku.
Oh, man.
We'll finally see his face-off, and it's Hex. He's looking for this main pick. He's going to get flashed in by his teammate, and this is the battle of all, and the new god wins it. Aku finding 2, carrying Georgia Tech on this map, and I called it earlier. I said we're going to see around 30, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting. Aku single-handedly getting those 2 entries, and as long as Georgia Tech play their cards right, don't overcommit 1 by 1. All they have to do is trade at least 1 kill, and they're gonna win this. It shouldn't be a big deal. So, but they're actually rotating towards B, and Kang Derpy and Snacks could be huge. No one's gonna expect this kind of VDP so late in the game.
That is sick. I mean, they got those 2 kills, and they're just regrouping and pushing in together. And I think that is just how you play this. Don't get too excited after those first 2 frags and overpeak.
I'm excited. Oh, Clayton checking that corner. Wow, really heads-up play by him. Not a corner you're going to check with 40 seconds on the clock. Yeah, you would just fully expect that B player to play passive, and it's down to Jordan. He at least finds the kill from CT. Bad Blood not expecting him to play that angle. And it's definitely not over. Aku with only 1 HP after finding those 2 kills. So it's actually going to probably come down to Hansen in a 1v1, but Aku, he's got his scope trained on upper. He's actually going to rotate to lower, realizes he can let Jordan push out. It's not a big deal. They have planted for him, so it's in a great setup for him, but Jordan can't find it, and Hansen wins the 1v1. Georgia Tech coming back 4 rounds in a row, grabbing match point, and it just seems like USC's been on 14 for so long.
This is incredible. Just watching this game, I'm honestly like, my jaws dropped. Georgia Tech showing early weakness, but just aggressing, showing poise, and really coming back onto something that seems, a map that seemed like totally lost. And they're totally taking this back, and this is such a huge round. If they close this off, then USC is going to be full tilt for 20 years.
Games like these just make me want to play Counter-Strike. Like, stop casting, you know, let Auto Director do its thing and just play a game. And Mackie, he's chiming in, he's finding 2, a much-needed round for USC. Can they take this into overtime? Bad Blood, he has something to say about it. 1 man down for Georgia Tech. Bomb down still at spawn. They have a ton of time to work with. 110. USC, they don't need to over-aggress right now. We see Kang Derpy in a great position for information. They can keep the 2 towards A. The highway player, Jordan, he's going to try and help out mid just in case they decide to pop over. Really smart play because if an A take comes in, he can rotate fast from highway. They can go for the retake. It's not a big deal. So, so far, USC not making any huge errors, and King Derpy, he's got all the information pushed all the way into Sunroom. If they decide to go B, he'll be able to backstab them, and no problem for them. So, in fact, we're seeing a backstab come out of Dice. He's getting so much information. They've got the T's pinned perfectly. There's nothing Georgia Tech can do. They have to aggress now, win their aim battles. That's their only option. They're going to do just that. Hansen, he's going to get caught out from Catwalk. Jordan playing right above the edge of the smoke, and the fourth player as well, coming out of Jordan again. He finds it, and now he's gone. USC win it 15-15.
Oh.
We're heading into overtime, baby. Of course we're going. Of course we're going all the way.
That play, that where you boost someone, is so risky by USC, but I just love that they did it, because they're not going to win that round, and they knew it with FAMASas playing a default. Like, Georgia Tech has consistently been taking a bomb site round after round with full utility. And the fact that they make that play, just sort of gambling that they're going to go towards the A bomb site and getting 2 crucial kills, just secure them the round. And that's the sort of plays I love to see. Just risky, last round, both teams' hearts are beating. And that was just an incredible decision by USC, keeping them in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so easy for people to just be afraid and play passive and play smart, cohesive, team-based Counter-Strike. No, just go aggressive. Bring the battles to you. You're at the disadvantage economically. You don't have as much to work with as the other team. So you have to find those openings earlier, or else it's just going to crumble, and you're going to see that domino effect like we see in so many teams. So just beautiful, beautiful execution by USC. Love to see that confidence. And they're going to need that to take this overtime. You know, they're the recent losers, losing 4 rounds in a row, losing that match point first, but getting it back in the end. So full buy. We are in MR3 for those just tuning in. 10K as well. So that's going to allow Maki to go for this op buy. In fact, we have Maki this time over the God, over the legend. But the God on the other side, Aku, he's going to have to make some work with this. And they seem to favor a lot more this A site. Only B they seem to favor in the later rounds, and I want to see if they start reading this, but USC, they still only have one man on site in the other highway, and they're getting smoked off. Jordan, he's gone big from this position before. He finds Hansen first again, just finding their entry fragger. Hansen's got to feel frustrated, and Hex finding the double. It's just a rinse and repeat of the last round. Complete flank from the fork, and it's just deja vu all over again. 2v3.
This is incredible. Back and forth, these huge frags. Look how lit Georgia Tech is. CT should be able to take this easy. If they just peek together, they have 1 in quad and 1 in default. This should be such an easy take. And they're fleshing him out with the molly. Perfectly played. Great molly, great patience. And it looks like USC is finally coming together, retaking as a team. Excellent job, both sides. That round was nuts. So close.
Yeah, Jordan and Hex, that combo is huge. Like, they have the 1 player on site, he's the bait. He just fires shots, shoulder peeks, stays alive as long as possible, and even though he's the 1 anchor, he doesn't even have to get kills at all. Jordan and Hex are just pushing through smokes. Hex wraps around fork, Jordan comes up from catwalk, utilizes that somewhat one-way smoke angle, and he's just consistently dropping the first player, and it just so happens to be Hansen. This time, Maki looking for that entry pick onto B. He's going to be able to spot the bomb, jump over into Sunroom, so that's going to call somewhat of a rotate, but this mid presence is actually going to force them out of highway. This is going to be a long rotate for the CT, so if they aggress right now, this is really their only moment to as CTs are starting to rotate towards the B site, and here it comes. They're pushing into checker. They are going to be able to smoke lower, and it's going to be Maki. He's going to have to get at least one kill. With an op, it's really hard to find. He jumps up on the box, finds the first kill, finally gets straight up for Bad Blood, and they will plant for main. But it's Kang Derpy. He looks like he wants to take this quick peek early round, and he is going to go for that. He jumps right onto Heaven, but gets completely caught off guard, and Jordan, making up for his friend's mistake, thankfully kits across the board. This is not a problem of time, it's a problem of presence of mind. And will they have it? Dice is able to get the player from underneath Heaven, and now it's down to Aku. We've seen him make godlike plays in the past, and he's got to come out on top right now. This is overtime. This is where it matters. He finds Jordan.
Oh
Bomb
my
is
God.
planted for him. He does have the chance to make this, and he sees that Dice is off it. Dice is going to have to stick it. An easy kill for him. An easy clutch for Georgia Tech. And they're going to get their second round of the half. Or first round of the half, rather, in the overtime. So 16-16. We are heading to the last round.
Insanity. And I just,
Yeah,
for the viewers,
chaos.
just want to know what's on stake right now is if Georgia Tech loses this, they're done. This is so much on the line. This isn't an MM game. This is a spot at DreamHack. And that is just so invaluable. And so, like, these plays that they're being made, these confident plays, you just have to give them credit. These peaks and these prodding, and USC as well, just taking these really risky plays and getting rewarded for it.
Yeah, and you have to, and this is what high-level play looks like. It's teams making these aggressive plays and doing it at the right time. You just can't do it at any moment. You're going to get punished by better players, and it's really hard to decide who's going to be the victor in this case. Maki missing that first shot, so important that he makes it, and at least Kang Derpy, he's going to land that Kobe quickly. He actually gets a second kill. He's been so aggressive from Heaven and been successful. Unfortunately, not able in the last round, and Shep, he's going to be able to even it out, and he just repeaks, so low on HP, just gets a little too hungry for that. And they actually have Shep in a great position for an after plant. They are going to actually plant safe, so he's only going to be able to guard the vent, not going to be able to do much. If his two teammates go down early, it should be the round over. They're just going to be able to hold that choke point and have one of the CTs defuse safely, but it's Dice with the kit. He's waiting for a move, and no one's moving. Craven, they find the kill, and it's Shep. He's the last man alive. It's actually Aku, last man alive on the site, and he gets right down. Dice wins the 1v2, and just so well played by USC. I'm at a loss for words. Both these
My
teams
heart
are just playing.
is beating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is monumental. They need 2 more rounds, and they're guaranteeing that spot in the top 8. And like you said, Georgia Tech will be out of the running and no chance for them to make it to DreamHack.
These rounds are coming down to literally the tip of the string. This is just the last second. I honestly don't know who's going to win a round until the last final kill. Round after round after round. And that just shows how close this is. It is just back and forth, absolutely. Really sick plays coming out from USC and Georgia.
Yeah, now it's USC's time. I want to see if they're going to maybe favor a little bit more towards the mid. We've seen the smoke walls come out from Georgia Tech, but they really never put a lot of control there. And they actually got punished by a counter boost as well. So it's a little questionable whether they could have utilized that a little bit more, maybe to get a second round. But regardless, it's USC's time to shine, and Bad Blood from the boost on White Box. He's going to find the kill, and Shep chiming in as well. Georgia Tech looking to even up this game. 2-man advantage. Molly's going on to quad, and he just goes for the repeat. No way they're going to expect the third one. Aku and Shep just going so hard in the paint right now. And oh my god, Mackie through the door. Finds Aku. If he wins this 1v5 right now with 11 HP, I will eat my shoe.
HLTV confirmed.
1 HP. 1 HP, Mac. That was a very nice shot by him. And
Insanity.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to say it. That is just sick.
Both teams, again, on the cusp of getting match point.
And you see, like, USC playing a little more scared now. Like, this round especially. Like, this is, with so much on stake, this map is getting so close that they're not playing, like, that early aggression like they did previously, honestly, their successful T side. And now they're just sort of, like, poking and prodding and, like, oh, do I go? Should I get a pick? And they're just being punished. And sick peaks coming out from Georgia Tech. The op is what is winning these games. These round after rounds, they've been able to utilize the op in just the perfect ways, shutting down any pushes. It's incredible watching these op plays by Aku and Hex.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of a change of pace. USC, they've seemed to have a little bit more success going for these aggro rounds. Anytime they try and play picks, they usually aren't getting the better end of it. Georgia Tech, and it's actually that aggression on Jordan that's going to get caught off guard. Bad Blood with the double kill. Insta entries, and that's just falling apart. Georgia Tech going to be able to tag match point. Dice left alone with an op. Not the weapon you want to be using to clutch, and well, he's stuck behind the smoke here. Trying to utilize just the edge of it, hoping that someone's going to give him an inch here from quad, and as these smokes dissipate, he's going to be in a terrible position, so he will reposition, and Hansen catches him off guard, rather. The man
Such a clean round. Awesome round by Georgia Tech. Just getting the frags, the important frags, barely taking damage, just cleaning them up. Just looked like they're playing against bots that round. USC needs to win. They need to take these rounds, and they need to get the frags. Otherwise, it's just this. Now it's basically, when it gets to this, like late in overtime, it's basically the teams that are just play together and play slow and don't freak out on these like crazy plays. They just play standard and well.
Yep. Yeah, and in OT it really is that whoever makes least mistakes is going to win, and I think we're seeing that in Georgia Tech. First overtime, they got another 2-man advantage, and they're looking for that game point. They should be able to take this to a map 3. Kang Derpy and Mackie, last 2 men alive, and Kang Derpy's have to go huge with this Tech 9 scout combo, and that's a lot to ask for out of one man. He actually gets jumped on top of by Aku. Switches for the AWP, and a little bit better weapon. But
it's Quake! We're watching Quake!
Yes, we are watching Quake.
This is sick, dude.
Just sick play out of Georgia Tech, man. They definitely deserved that win. 4 rounds in the end. These games could not get any closer. 16-14 on Cobble, 19-17 on Cash. Are we going to see Mouse Sports flip side next map? Are we going 5 overtimes? I don't know. You guys are going to have to stay tuned, find out. Squeaks, I'm kind of at a loss for words. This is too much.
I'm away. I'm walking. I'm standing up. I went all in. Dude, I'm standing away from my desk. This is insane. That was just, what a game. I'm sweating. I need to have a protein shake. That was a workout just to watch.
I think we all need a break right now. I need to shake that off. Prepare
I need to take
myself.
a shower.
Yeah, if you guys, we're going to take a 5-minute shower break, so go clean yourselves off, get nice and refreshed for this third game, grab a glass of water, turn off ad block because, just help us out.
Be a homie.
Be a homie. Anyway, guys, we'll be back in a couple minutes with map 3. USC versus Georgia Tech. This will be map 3, the deciding map who will make it to the top 8. This is Road to DreamHack at Collegiate Star League. We'll see you in a few.
For you, and I know you care. So I'm girl.
I just know that I have to believe all that I see, all that I see. I woke up in a different place, and I left when I closed my eyes, and this feeling I can't explain, that this day would make me alive. I just know. 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 All I see is you. All I see is you. All I see is you. All I see is you.
listening to World's Guest Mix right here on the Monster Cat Podcast. World's Awake EP is now available for pre-order. The full album drops March 7th, so mark down the date.